Welcome student, welcome welcome to the first practical of electrical motions 2. Today we are going to learn first experiment, that is open circuit test and short circuit test on alternator. Okay, first of all we will see which machine we are going to use. So this is the alternator and this one is DC shunt motor. This motor generator side it is coupled and we have to adjust the speed of the alternator at a synchronous speed. For that we have to run this DC shunt motor at a constant speed. Okay, we are having the alternator wounded for 4 pole. Okay, alternator it is wounded for 4 pole. So the synchronous speed of the machine it will be calculated from the equation, that is Ns is equals to 120 F by P. So if we run the machine for getting the generated EMF's frequency as 50 Hz, so we have to run the machine at 1500 RPM because we need the generated EMF's frequency as 50 Hz and the number of poles are 4. Okay, so by doing the calculation for Ns is equals to 120 F by P, so we will get the primer speed as a 1500 RPM. Okay, so this is the panel. See, this one is the panel. Okay, this panel is having the terminals connected over here. Okay, the terminals are taken from the alternator. Okay, so alternator terminals are here R, Y, B and N. Then these are field excitation terminals F1 and F2. Then here this side, on the right hand side, you can see that there is terminals available for making the connection of a DC shunt motor. Okay, so here first of all the supply is available, okay, which we have to give this machine. Okay, this is positive and negative supply, okay, plus minus. Then the A1 and A2 terminals are there, that is armature winding terminal. Then F1 and F2 terminals are there, that is the field winding terminal. And the 3-point starter it is used for varying the speed of the machine, that is the DC shunt motor. That is the terminals available here, it is L, A and F. So how to do the connections I will explain afterward. Then next it is what are the other equipments we need for conducting this experiment. It is we need the DC ammeter which is having the range of 2.5 ampere. Okay, you can see here this is a DC ammeter which is having the range of 2.5 ampere. Okay, the connections are done with this common and 2.5 ampere. Okay, so 2.5 ampere DC ammeter it is connected over here. This is connected in series with the field excitation of the alternator. So positive it is taken from here, then it is connected with this common, and then from the 2.5 ampere we connect that to the rheostat. The rheostat taken here, it is selected in such a way that it will have the range of 750 ohms and 1.2 ampere. Okay, then the second terminal of the rheostat it is connected with this F1. Then F2 is connected, this is connected to the F1. Okay, and from the F2 the wire goes to the negative terminal. Okay, so the field excitation terminals they are now okay. Now at the output of the alternator, this alternator it is star connected. Alternator is star connected and the output terminals are R, Y, B and neutral, they are available. Okay, so first we will take the readings for open circuit test. For open circuit test we have to connect a voltmeter across the terminals of the alternator. Okay, so across RY we can connect the meter. Okay, so it will give us the line voltage. Otherwise we can connect the voltmeter across R and N or Y and N or B and N. Okay, all these three phases, they are equally distributed, so the winding it is well distributed, and it is having the 120-degree phase difference in each phases. Okay, so this winding is well designed, so we will have the readings only in one phase, because for the calculation of the synchronous impedance, okay, synchronous impedance, we need the per phase values only. Okay, so here instead of connecting that second terminal with the Y, what we will do, we will make the connection with the neutral terminal. Okay, so neutral terminal will be connected. Okay, so now the voltmeter it is connected across one phase and neutral. Okay, so this is the voltmeter. So in one phase we are getting the voltage of 250 volt. More than means we can get the voltage as maximum as a 240 250 volt. Okay, that is the single phase supply. But in case of OC test, we have to go beyond that reading. Means we have to go for 125% of the rated voltage. So rated terminal voltage of the alternator, it is 415 volt for a three phase connection, means a line connection. So line voltage it is 415. So phase voltage will be 240 volt, that is 415 divided by root 3, you will get the phase voltage, that is 240 volt. That 240 volt, it is the rated terminal voltage of the machine. So we have to go, we can go for 125% of that. Okay, beyond that we will not take readings. Okay, so for this we will connect the voltmeter of 500 volts range, not for 250 volt, because we have to go above that. Okay, so this voltmeter, it is AC voltmeter. Okay, AC voltmeter is this one, and this is connected for 500 volts. Okay, and the next for the connections of the DC shunt motor, we will see the connections. This is positive terminal is this one. This is connected with the L of the 3-point starter. Okay, then from the A1 A terminal, that A terminal is connected with this A1 terminal. Okay, A is connected with this A1. Then field winding connection. So for field winding connection, F is connected with this rheostat. Okay, F is connected with this rheostat, because we need to change the speed of the prime mover. For changing the speed of the prime mover, we need to insert rheostat in the series with the field, or either we can change the supply voltage. Okay, so we have to adjust first of all the supply voltage also, and then we are changing the field resistance. By changing the field resistance, we can change the field current of the machine, and by that we can adjust the speed of the prime mover, that is DC shunt motor. So speed of the motor we have to adjust. Why it is so? Because we need the generated EMF frequency as 50 Hz. So for that we need to run the machine at 1500 RPM. Okay, so for running the machine at 1500 RPM, we have to adjust the speed of the prime mover to 1500 RPM. That is the speed of the DC shunt motor. Okay, so the rheostat connected over here is taken a range of 300 ohm and 1.7 ampere. Okay, so the connections are already done like this. Okay, so I explain all the connections. Okay, once again I will explain this. So this is the DC supply, this one is rotary switch, and after that these two are the supply terminals, positive and negative. From the positive, one wire will go to the ammeter. Okay, one wire will go to the ammeter, and from the ammeter, that is 2.5 ampere range, it is connected with the rheostat. Okay, so this rheostat, it is placed in the field of the alternator. Okay, it is placed in the field of the alternator, and from the rheostat it is connected with the field. Then from the F2 terminal, that is field second terminal, it is connected with the negative terminal. Okay. Then the output of the alternator, it is connected with the voltmeter. We are performing the open circuit test, so the voltmeter, it is connected over here. Okay, by taking the range of voltmeter as 0 to 500 volts. Okay, then we have to connect the DC shunt motor. Okay, so DC shunt motor connected, it is like this. The positive terminal, it is connected with the L from A to A1, then A2 to negative. Okay, A2 to negative, it should be connected, so that the armature connections will be completed. Okay, then from the field winding from the F of the 3-point starter, it is connected with the rheostat, and from the rheostat it is connected with F1. This F2, it is connected with the A2, and it is connected with the negative. Means we can connect this F2 to negative, or it is connected with A2, and then A2 will be connected combinedly to the negative. Okay, see here we have to distribute the connections of the connections. Okay, so that there should not be many connections at one position. Okay, so instead of connecting this F2 to the negative, what we did, we connected it with the A2, and from the A2 one wire it is connected over here, because means the field winding of the alternator, it is also connected with this negative. Okay, so there will be more than 2 wires will be there. So instead of connecting the field terminal of the shunt motor, we connected it with the A2 of the shunt motor, and from the A2 it is connected with the negative. Okay. Okay, now, so placing of the means positioning of the rheostat. Okay, so motor field rheostat. So motor field rheostat, initially it is kept at minimum. Okay, so we have to see the minimum position of the rheostat. Minimum position means current will be maximum, and current will be maximum means resistance will be minimum. See here, so why to keep the resistance as minimum? Because if we add the resistance in the series with the field, then we will get very high speed at the time of starting. So motor will try to go at a high speed, and to avoid this condition, means when the motor will go to the high speed, it will drag large amount of current, and the large amount of current it will drag. Okay, so to avoid this condition, we have to run the machine with very small speed. Okay, so the starter resistance, it is sufficient to take care for that. Okay, so that the external resistance, it is not needed. So we have to keep this field resistance of the DC shunt motor at minimum position. Then for the alternator, we have to keep the alternator's field excitation at minimum, means the field current will be minimum. So for that, what we have to do, we have to put this rheostat at maximum position. Okay, maximum position means what? This is variable terminal, this is the knob, this is the connecting lead. Okay, so current will enter from here, then it will travel through this resistance. Okay, it will travel through this resistance, and then it will go outside by this wire. Okay, so the total resistance, it is in series, means the rheostat, it is at maximum position. Okay, and current will be limited, so that the EMF generated over here, it will be less. That is, the alternator will generate a less amount of voltage initially, so that readings we are needed. Okay, now we will start this. These are already done. Okay, we added one more device here, that is meter and multimeter, to measure the generated EMF's frequency. Okay, so it will give us the frequency in hertz and the voltage. Okay, so we connect this connect the leads of the multimeter with the R phase and neutral. Okay, so it will give us the phase voltage. Okay, now I am going to start. First of all, switch on the MCB, then switch on the supply. Now the motor is started. See here, the speed of the motor is less. So generated EMF frequency is 41 Hz only. Okay, now I am decreasing the resistance over here, which is the 3-point starter. Okay, and starter it is at final position. Okay, so speed of the machine now it is 15 applied. Now you can see here the generated EMF frequency is 50 Hz exactly. I adjusted that with this rheostat at the supply voltage. Now the generated EMF here it is open circuit voltage, it is 110 volt and 50 Hz frequency. We cannot able to achieve the dot 50.00 because there is limitations in the rheostat. Okay, so the nearby frequency we are getting here, that is 50 Hz. Okay, so the first reading we can write here. Okay, so VOC and IF. VOC and IF for the first reading we have to adjust first of all. See the reading we have open circuit voltage and the field current. Okay, so IF I will take here. Okay, observation number 1, 2, like this. So this is IF. So IF for the first reading is we connected the ammeter at 2.5 ampere range. Okay, so here we are getting the current reading as lower scale. This is 0.2, 0.26 is the reading, first reading. Okay, 0.3 is this one and 0.4. Okay, so this is 0.26. So field current is 0.26. Now see here, I adjusted the supply voltage, lower the supply voltage. So because of that, the frequency get down and generated EMF is also get down. Okay, what I will do now here, for your understanding, I will just change the field rheostat. Okay, I will just change the field rheostat. Okay, I am adding the resistance in the field. Okay, now you can see here the speed is increasing. Now I am again inserting the resistance. Now you can see that here the frequency is exactly 50.0. Okay, 50.08. And the generated EMF is 104. Okay, so our first reading will be 0.26 ampere is the field current. Okay, and voltage it will be 104. Okay, 104 volts. Now for the second reading we have to increase the excitation. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll adjust the field excitation of the alternator. Okay, so now I am adjusting the field excitation. So you can see here the field current is now 0.3 ampere. Okay, so 0.3 ampere. So what is the voltage? Generated EMF it is 120. So this is the second reading. Okay, so for 0.3 ampere the voltage it is 120. Okay, 120 volt from 1 to 0. Okay, so next it is by adjusting this rheostat position and changing the resistance. Okay, you can see here the current value it will be increased. The next reading it is for 0.35. So 0.35 ampere. Okay, so field current it is 0.35 ampere. What is the voltage over here? It is 140 volts. 140 volts. Okay. Now you can see that the speed of the machine it is not changing. Okay, speed of the machine is constant because we are not loading the machine. This is open circuit test. Okay, so because of that the frequency it is in the 50 hertz only. Okay, so machine is running with a constant speed. Okay, so this is the motor generator set. On this set we are performing the experiment. This is the supply indication. This is supply it is available. Okay, now for the next reading I will adjust the field current as 0.4 ampere. Okay. Current is 0.4 ampere. Okay. And the voltage is 152 volt. 0.4 and 152. 152 volt. Next reading 0.45. 145 and voltage it is 166 volt. .5 ampere. Voltage it is 176 volt. 176.8 means 177. Okay, 176.74 volts. Next reading 0.55. 0.55 ampere. .186 volt. 0.6 ampere. 195 volt. 0.65. 204. 204 volt. 0.7 ampere. 0.7 ampere. 211 volt. 0.75. 0.75. 216 volt. 0.8 ampere. 221 volt. 0.85. 226 volt. 0.9. 0.9 ampere current. 0.9. Voltage is 230 volt. 0.9. Voltage 230 volt. 0.95. 235 volt. 1 ampere. 1.0. 238. 1.15. Voltage change is 240 volt. Here only 3 volts change is there. got the change of 16 volt. Now change is only for 0.5 ampere. The change is only 3 volt. Okay. So last reading will take at 1.2 ampere. Okay. This is 1.2 ampere. Generated EMF it is 251 volt. Okay. Now what I will do, I will slowly decrease the field excitation of the alternator. You can see that the voltage it is decreasing. Okay, voltage it will decrease. Okay, so this is the ending of the experiment. How to end the experiment? You have to decrease this field excitation of the alternator. Okay, again you have to change the field excitation of the motor, bring it to the original position, and then switch off the supply. Okay. So these are the readings what we get here. Okay. So these readings we got here. Okay, that is 0.26 ampere. First open circuit voltage it is 104 volt. Okay, 0.3 ampere 120. So likewise this for each 0.5 change we are getting here the change in the voltage is 10 volt. Okay, then 8 volt, like this. The change in the voltage it is decreased. Now see here for the last 3 readings, so 3-4 readings. Okay, so change for the change in the 0.5 ampere means 0.05 ampere. Okay, change in the field excitation we are getting only the change of the voltage as 3 volt. So this is just like as the saturation effect. Okay, we can see here if we plot this IF on x-axis and the open circuit voltage on y-axis. Okay, so by taking the scale here, you will take the scale of you have to plot this characteristic. Okay, so you have to take the IF on x-axis, okay, and VOC on y-axis. So the characteristic will be like this. Okay, so it will be slowly increase, and for the last readings you will find that the OCC it will get saturated here. Okay, this is the air gap line. This is called as